buddy.
I had to put down a soda. What was your excuse?
Welcome to Welcome to Action Economy. No one said Mists of Dread. So.
That hasn't been my job.
I didn't know what I was supposed to say.
I wanted to say where the rules are made up and the points don't matter, but I didn't.
Shut up!
So, when we last left off, you guys had argued a whole bunch. Rainier had tried so hard to find an excuse that the fact that you put on plate armor from a questionable source was going to be something that we could gloss over. or even better, be a major magic item advantage.
Anything.
Yeah. So, you set out from the camp. You went up the path, went across the bridge. That seemed very ominous at the time, but nothing happened around. Sebastian found a silver wolf's head whistle, which has some magic that extends its range. You ran into a couple of dire wolves who followed you for a while. And then finally you ended up reaching the crossroads where you could try to go to Vallaki or go visit Strahd, and there was a carriage waiting for you. You got on the carriage and set off, and the carriage took you to the front of Castle Ravenloft.
During the carriage ride, can I have drawn the direwolves?
Sure.
I do it.
It's real bad because you're in a jostling carriage, but
I'll see about that.
Rolling that one.
That's a 6.
How big is Castle Ravenloft?
Castle Ravenloft is pretty big.
Like Castlevania Dracula's Castle?
No, that's anime big.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to know, like, it's this way. Could you run a whole campaign in this castle?
We did.
An actual campaign?
You could, but it's a little tight for that.
Okay. All right.
But anyway,
did we pick a scent?
No, we didn't pick a scent.
Yeah, you didn't pick a scent yet.
All three of us.
Oh, we did. It was garlic.
The three of us smell like an ocean breeze.
Oh yeah, we did the same.
Do you want to do that too?
With like the tropical fruits in the background.
Mint? Done. We smell minty fresh.
You smell like toothpaste.
We brushed our teeth.
Like Colgate.
So the weather has worsened considerably on your trip. The rain has started becoming a torrent. Lightning has started flickering through the sky. Thick, cold fog swirls in the courtyard. Sporadic flashes of lightning lance the weeping clouds overhead as thunder shakes the ground. Through the drizzle, you see torch flames fluttering on each side of the keep's open main doors. Warm light spills out of the entrance, flooding the courtyard. High above the entrance is a round window with shards of broken glass lodged in its iron frame. The walls that enclose the courtyard are 90 feet high, and the dark towers of the castle rise even higher. Doors on the gate towers on each side of the tunnel entrance are shut against the rain, and a howling wind is rushing through the courtyard. Yeah.
Has the carriage stopped?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we gonna exit into the rain?
So we have to walk out into the rain. Alright.
Not if you have a cloak.
Haha.
Who doesn't have a cloak?
Me?
I'm gonna...
Do I have a cloak?
You have like a traveling cloak, yeah.
Good. I'm good.
All of you have enough to like handle the rain.
Okay.
And it's only like maybe a... It's not a far walk from where you're at to the front door.
Yeah. I'll hold my shield up above my head anyway. For added protection.
Alright. Funny, I can do that too.
I'm just gonna walk towards the door.
Yeah.
My shield's more substantial.
I mean, fair.
Compensating.
Okay. So you walk up...
For my non-existent dick?
Question. Did Strahd invite us just to come over, or did he invite us to do something?
I believe he specifically said dinner. I could be wrong.
I'm pretty sure he said
It's dinner.
But yeah.
Dinner.
So...
Has it been... how much time has passed?
Since then, it's getting towards evening.
Okay.
Yeah, it's taking you all day to travel all the way around. So, As you come in from the courtyard, the ornate outer doors of the castle hang open, flanked by fluttering torches and iron sconces. 20 feet inside the castle is a second set of doors.
Let's go in.
As you walk up, the doors in front of you swing open, revealing a grand hall filled with the sound of organ music.
My dream home.
Overhead, in the vaulted entry foyer, 4 statues of dragons glare down, their eyes flickering in the torchlight.
Are they just dragons, or are they specific types of dragons?
They seem to be red dragons in the style.
Okay.
But they're all up there, and they're just in the little entry hall. And then the doors are open in front of you to walk into the great entry.
Okay, I'll shake off some of the rain.
Okay?
Prestidigitate the rain off me.
Me too.
Wait, does that mean we stop smelling? Like,
And then I
smells?
do the smell again.
Me too.
You can't escape the smell, Travis.
Alright, so,
I look my best to meet other royalty.
well, you walk in, and cobwebs stretch between the columns that support the vaulted ceiling of a great dusty hall, dimly lit by sputtering torches and iron sconces. The torches cast odd shadows across the faces of 8 stone gargoyles squatting motionless on the rim of the dome ceiling. Cracked and faded ceiling frescoes are covered by decay. Double doors of bronze stand closed to the east. To the north, a wide staircase climbs into the darkness. And there's a lit hallway to the south, to your right, that contains another set of bronze doors through which you can hear sad and majestic organ tones. We have 1 second here to open something up in a new tab. Yeah.
Do we just...
Well, hold on.
Oh.
Wait.
I'll wait.
Beholding. Keep beholding.
An elf with brown skin and long black hair descends the wide staircase, quiet as a cat. He wears a gray cloak over black studded leather armor and has a polished scimitar hanging from his belt. He looks down at you and says, "My master is expecting you." He steps down to the end of the staircase and bows and says, "I am Rahadin."
I'm gonna return that, and I'm going to go. I am Vania Ekats.
I see. I am the castle chamberlain. I've been instructed to direct you into any gestures to the room with the organ playing. Gestures. My master is waiting for you in the dining hall.
Thank you.
Do we know, or do you know why we've been summoned?
I'm not sure of all the details, but I'm sure my master will explain once he sees you.
Alright.
He gestures again to the doorway.
I'll take the lead.
He walks over and opens the door for you. And the music becomes a lot louder once he opens the door. This little side passage that you walk down to get to this door, torchlights flutter against the walls of this vaulted hall. To the east, an arched hallway stretches for 20 feet, ending at a spiral staircase that goes down, up and down. Next to the hallway, there's a suit of armor that's standing at attention in a shallow alcove. And to the west, large double doors hang slightly open, and a steady, bright light escapes through the opening. Swells of organ music are coming from in there, spilling their melody of power and defeat into the hall. And,
Does anybody know the song? Are there lyrics?
Okay. Lucas.
Oh.
The first thing that comes to mind is that I know this, deeply. And you can imagine, as you hear it, you can imagine playing it. You know how to play this song on an organ.
Don't know how to play the piano, but I can play this song.
As if you've played it many times.
You are Strahd. No,
I just take the cloak down.
Tom's like, good evening.
Good evening. I'm glad you all came here. Oh my god.
Dog's demanding attention.
This is the second time.
Do our fans reference the dog?
None of them have on the comments. They don't comment very much, so.
I'm gonna pose as a fan, being like, I just love the dog.
Go ahead.
Really, really depressing.
Make
Can you put your dog on there?
Okay, make a dog a character in ED.
The train passing by is my second favorite character.
Alright, so you enter the room, and 3 enormous crystal chandeliers brightly illuminate this magnificent chamber. Pillars of stone stand against dull white marble walls, supporting the ceiling. In the center of the room, a long, heavy table covered with a fine white satin cloth. The table is laden with many delectable foods: roasted beast basted in savory sauce, roots and herbs of every taste, and sweet fruits and vegetables. Places are set for each one of you, with fine, delicate china and silver. At each place is a crystal goblet filled with an amber liquid with a delicate, tantalizing fragrance. At the center of the far west wall, between a floor-to-ceiling mirrors, stands a massive organ. Its pipes blare out a thunderous melody that speaks in its tone of greatness and despair. Seated in the organ, facing away from you, a single caped figure pounds the keys in raptured ecstasy. The figure suddenly stops, and as a deep silence falls over the dining hall, it slowly turns towards you. And Strahd turns around.
Tom just lifted up the Strahd pop figure.
And we lost him.
Strahd ate him already.
Oh, I am sorry. I just had to have a bite.
That was terrible.
Yeah. It was meant to be. Just a little snack.
That was better.
Little snack.
Sneaky.
Maybe just a little bit, as a treat.
Sippy sip.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 adventurers.
Why is the Sesame Street?
Gosh, just imagine that's how
Dave's
Strahd sounded.
magic
I don't think I could
number
take
is
the campaign seriously if Strahd sounded like that.
Which of us gets to be Elmo?
You know that I am called the Count.
Sorry about that. We found a snake outside.
Oh.
A snake?
Yeah,
Did he bring it in?
no. He was standing by the garden yelling at it.
Okay.
He was verbally
Okay.
abusing the snake. He was being. He wouldn't listen to me.
He was
I
guarding
really
us.
wish dogs could yell.
Alright. Strahd turns around. Good evening, he says.
I give a little bow and I go, good evening.
I see you have found your way here fine.
This is
A
through.
carriage help.
He says, please, Miss Eckert, have a seat. And gestures to a place for you.
And I'll sit down.
Sebastian Bone Moon.
Pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Lucia Nalzarius.
An honor.
And Celestina von Royen.
Everyone's just like,
Everyone looks at her.
Sebastian kind of hears it. It's like, yeah, okay.
I don't sit down right away.
He looks at Lucas and says,
What are you talking about?
I look around.
Lucas Godfrey.
We don't know
Present.
Strahd's. We don't know Strahd's last name, so I'll just say.
Benzerevich?
Oh yeah,
Strahd von
Benzerevich,
Zerevich.
Have we heard that though?
I said it. I'm pretty sure.
Almost certainly.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Strahd von Richton, the Dread Lord of Barovia. Lightning crashes.
Forgive my rudeness.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
No, that's what we heard walking in.
I quit.
Forgive my rudeness, but why did you call us here?
Oh, I have been paying attention to your journeys so far. You made an excellent, you handled the Death House quite well.
It is my understanding that the Death House is a sort of test.
Of a sort, yes.
I nod.
You could call it a rite of passage in Barovia for
Is that-
adventurers such as you.
Many go through such a thing, I am told.
Oh, yes. I will tell you, despite what you may have heard, not all of them end up in the graveyard. Some of them end up like me, the Dark Lords of their own domains, here within the mists.
Yes, these adventurers, I assume they come through, like us, with their own objectives, or maybe with the express purpose to defeat you.
Oh, there are all sorts. Some are still here.
What do you mean by here? Like in the castle?
Well, yes, but other places as well. Now, have a seat. I give you my word that the food is perfectly fine.
I'm not going to eat anything until anybody else does.
I mean, if you wanted to kill us, you would have killed us.
Yeah, for real. I'd be at this
Yeah.
point.
I'll go and sit down. What else does the room have in it other than the chandeliers? And...
There's a massive organ with mirrors by it. I pretty much described everything.
That's all. Everything of interest. No paintings.
No paintings, but there are these statues of people like reaching up on either side of the organ. It's very gothic. Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
I do not fear betrayal or trickery from you. If you wanted to kill us, I believe you are powerful enough to just do so at the moment. We have not come here as enemies, as you most likely know, but
That's wonderful. We don't get many guests here.
I would imagine,
Why us though?
Oh, well, you all have your individual reasons for coming here originally. But you are different than the rest who are here. You drew my attention.
Just by going through the death house?
Oh no, that came long after. You see, I've known about you since before you entered the borders. The mists are mine to control. But you could call it a hope.
how long have you known about us?
Not as long as you might think. I didn't, orchestrate anything, if that's what you're wondering about. However, the mists allow me to sense people who have a attunement to Ravenloft, a connection in some way. It allows me to draw those in. Lucian.
Lucian?
You're right.
Yeah.
You know for a fact that he's not being truthful about that. You know a little bit about how the mists work, and each individual Dark Lord has control of the mists around their area. He's definitely putting on a bit of a, exaggerating his reach.
Mm-hmm.
You know that at the very least, he didn't draw you in through the mists. He could have drawn some of these guys, but in addition to that, you know that the mists often, they obey something much more powerful than Strahd. But he's presenting it like he's the mastermind behind this. But I'm sure you all have questions about this place, me, what's around, perhaps the castle.
I do have questions and talks planned. I think one of the biggest ones that I am quite interested to know about, and I'm gonna get the little journal from my back holder and open it up and get an ink pen ready. I'll go, can you tell me what you know of the current situation? Things that have gone down, things that are going on with the curse and such?
Are you referring to my curse?
I nod.
I made a deal. A deal that I am not fully happy with. And as far as I know, I'm simply living with the consequences of that. But for me to remove this curse from myself would require me to find a suitable replacement, and I have not yet found one who meets my requirements.
Is this...
Do you think yourself a candidate?
I do not wish to be a dark ruler in this land. I have my own to look after.
Mordant.
I nod.
You may find that there is more to your country than you know.
Well, that did come in the form of crossbow bolts. Yes.
What if I told you that there was already a Dark Lord of Mordant?
This is something I have heard. I do not come from that Mordant.
Yes, you come from the Prime Material Plane, Mordant. As far as you're aware.
I mean, I lived there for years.
Yes, how do you know that you didn't live within Ravenloft your whole life?
It wasn't as scary as this.
Well, I know at least one of you grew up here.
I look at Lucas. Wait, no, not him. He knows of the Prime Material Plane. That's a discussion for later. I know that this area is a different plane of existence than the one I am from, and what I think Lucas is from as well. Perhaps. I am not interested in becoming a lord in this plane. I have been drawn to this plane.
And yet you seek the Amber Temple.
Yes.
You desire power. From the ones that reside there.
Perhaps. It is something that I have known about for a long time. Something I am connected with.
Well, I will warn you. I have walked in your shoes. Maybe it would be worth it. But you are dealing with another issue as well, aren't you?
I'm dealing with many issues at the moment.
Well, I must thank you, though, for delivering my distant cousin here. And he turns and looks at Esme. Says,
Everyone looks at her.
Although I doubt
She looks like straight ahead and doesn't make eye contact with anybody.
I doubt you truly understand our connection. My mother was a Von Royen.
What was your mother's name?
Ravenna Von Royen.
Do I know that?
Do I know that?
Do I know that?
Do I know that?
I'm not even bothered to ask her.
I'm Spartacus.
Gosh.
I rolled a natural 1.
Wow.
You were doing history?
Yeah.
You don't have to, because Strahd is literally about to tell you.
Nice.
Boy, you see.
So, have you heard of the day the mists drew Barovia into this plane?
I am quite familiar with this story, and it is something that caught my eye because the day that happened, I am told that people have kept you in the dark about some things that have happened that day.
We may have to discuss that. But one moment. You see, my mother, Ravenna Von Royen, the castle's named after her, by the way. Many years ago, Ravenloft, Barovia, was my ancestral home. And this place was overrun with barbarians. And so I came here when I was younger to take it back. And I had the castle built in my mother's name. Now, I am sure that the rest of the von Zareviches have continued on our legacy in the prime material plane while I've been here. And I'm sure relatives of my mother have also had their things they've done and families they've started. This place will always call to my blood in some form or another. So, I believe you are going by the name Esme for a time?
I nod.
Yes. I believe we are related. Through my mother, through your father. On down should be only a couple generations. This castle was built as a place for family to return to.
Put your hand down.
Are we eating right now, or
Has anyone eaten anything?
Yeah, I've been eating a bit.
It's excellent. It's great.
Yeah, Lucian's just like...
Once they start eating, I start eating.
He's very... Sebastian is very much listening intently and just, like, slowly eating. Just like, this is really good, but this is better. Continue.
I'm just, like, picking at my food.
If unless Strahd has, like, stopped me, I still have my hood up and I'm going to be eating with that. I mean, unless he's like, stop.
Where are your manners?
Yeah.
No, he's like, he looks at all of you and he's like, How intent are you at keeping secrets from each other at this point?
I have laid bare much of what I have come here for, and much of my past. Things that I kept secret have both come out on their own, and I have decided to speak them as well. I do not know everybody else, but it is laid bare that I am Rainier Eckert, Princess and rightful Queen of Mordant.
Yes, burgeoning Dark Lord. I'm talking about that one, and he points to Lucian.
That one I do not know.
I will say this to you, Lucian. I know that you're from Darkon, and, well, that you work for someone in particular, a particular group of people. I wasn't going to reveal any secrets that anyone might have, given that I have already revealed one, albeit somewhat intentionally. I would have thought that that would have come out earlier. However, you wouldn't happen to have a coin on you, would you?
I do, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. I show the coin.
I can point you in the right direction to help your homeland in exchange for one of those coins.
Very well.
Do you want to ask that?
No.
Okay.
I'm like writing a shit ton of stuff down
Just minding my
in my
business
journal.
over here.
Like mustard stains and stuff getting all over your notes.
Run out of ink, dip into the ketchup.
P.S. I promise this isn't blood.
Yes.
Yet.
Oh, speaking of which.
Uh-oh.
Speak for yourself.
Now there is the matter of my
here.
payment.
No, let's see here. I was gonna say, Raiden comes in and refills your glasses, and I'm gonna need everyone except it's gonna be except Lucian and Lucas to make perception checks.
Everyone except us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. 18.
Look with your eyes.
18?
My brand! At least someone understood that.
I know what the brand thing is.
You know what the brand thing is, but you didn't laugh.
Wasn't funny.
Do you truly know it?
Strahd laughs.
Well, he does have knowledge of other planes.
True.
Also, I noticed Tom turns
18.
the thing around. He's longingly staring at the Dr. Pepper.
That's his ambrosia, don't you know?
18.
18?
Our wine glasses are filled with Dr. Pepper.
8.
8? Okay, so, Esme and Rainier, you both notice that Rahadin sets a small glass vial filled with some red liquid next to both Lucas and Lucian.
I'll consider it.
I'll consider.
So we're all aware of this now that, like, we've got, like, the two of us have, like...
Does that mean I didn't notice it?
Yeah. Me
Again, I'm like listening intently to Shaw talking and just munching on like food.
He's got like a turkey leg.
Yes.
When Rahadin walks past Esme, he sets down a small meat pie of some kind.
Yeah, I'm looking at Lucian. I thought you were a human. I don't say that. I'm not talking.
You can't see your face either.
Seeing both of you get those vials, all of a sudden it clicks in your head.
We're just a fucking Spider-Man meme pointing at each other.
It clicks in your head. The hood. You know a vampire. You have met a vampire who did the same trick to go out in the sun.
Who?
Dad?
See? Wait.
He cast darkness on the interior of a cloak and wore it over his head so he could go out during the day and not be affected by the sunlight. And so
I'm
now
just like, damn, I've been stupid.
that's where it was.
But like, wait, out of
Jerry from accounting.
Jerry from accounting.
out of character,
At the blood
does he have
bank.
anything that's been blocking him from the sun?
No. But the sun
We've-
hasn't been out.
We're
Yeah,
Dampiers as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Welcome to Vampire Land.
Part 1.
Again, the only non-weird entity thing same here.
yeah.
Weird entity.
You
The
turned
human.
into an animal!
I'm the only actual human here, though.
But Strahd is like, I see that things are getting a little bit complex here. However,
It's just all of us sitting here in silence, and Stroud's like, alright, I can see things are getting pretty wild.
Let's tone it down, guys.
He sees the looks of distrust and is like, this wasn't exactly my intention.
But it totally was.
That's totally why I did it, though.
He's like, I invited you all here to rip your group to shreds.
The day after you come up with a cool party name.
Yeah.
I didn't trust most of the party.
Yeah, so...
Well, completely.
Wait, did Lucas tell Rainier that he was a Dampier?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, he's like, let's lay a few things out on the table. He points to Sebastian and says, I don't actually know that much about you, as to why you're here. I only know that you are related to the Ortizi family from Borca, that you're from the border of Borca via Verbrick, and you're a druid of some kind. But you aren't on purpose.
Accidental druid.
I will tell you this. You have one benefit.
All druids. Sorry. I'm sorry, I ruined your...
You are probably not aware of this, but your unique form of druidism that you have gained has granted you an immunity to lycanthropy.
Oh. So you can't become a werewolf.
Oh, you're much better than that. Esme, I would just like to
Let's just do away with the informalities.
Celestina. I have to let you know. You have some connection to a hag. A particular hag that has existed in my territory for a long time, named Baba Lizaga. I tell you this because we are very similar in this way. So much so that she attempted to end my mother's life and could have possibly been successful. She is obsessed. And I just want to let you know that your family was your family, just as mine was my family. Lizaga is a liar who attempts to steal children. She is convinced that I am her son, just as much as she is convinced that you are her daughter. He looks at Lucian and... That's a question.
Hold on. Your hag's name is Baba Lasagna?
I'm not a hag, you idiot.
She's Garfield.
Wait, no, I really have a question.
Yes.
Is there going to be a time when I get to talk to Strahd by myself?
Absolutely, if you want to.
Okay, yeah.
He looks...
We don't have to leave the room?
No, he looks around at you and says, yes, I've learned quite a bit about each of you. However, there is one mystery among you. And he turns and looks at Lucas. All I can figure out about you is that your name is Lucas Godfrey. I think you're a Dampier. I'm fairly certain you're an artificer. And I have a guess. Are you an ally of Von Richton?
Did I meet him at any point? No.
You don't know who... You know who Von Richton is,
I know he is,
but you're
yeah.
not... You've never met him.
You and me both. I was on... Well, okay, I was biding my time. I was waiting very patiently. Mm. What do you mean you don't know anything about me?
I don't know anything about you.
He just jumps across the table and chokes him.
It seems the entire world has amnesia about you, Lucas, and not just you.
I will say this. You have a vaguely familiar sounding voice sometimes.
I'm gonna cast message to Lucas, and I'm gonna go. Damn, he was very much more scary and intimidating when he knew stuff about us.
Strahd's voice says, I heard that.
Just all of a sudden, just see Rainier back over.
Was that out loud or like telepathic?
Telepathically.
He hijacked the spell.
That's
How long
really
has
funny.
it been since I woke up? How long has it been?
Only a couple years.
After he says that,
How many years?
Well, a couple is 2. So 2.
Like 3. We'll go with 5 years.
5 years.
That's not a couple, that's a few.
Alright then.
after he says that, I'm gonna go, that is true.
5 years. I've been dreaming about this place for 5 years. I've been here before. Not here, but I've been in this castle before, and it was not the one I was looking for. This is the one I've been looking for. What do you mean? I'm like standing up.
Fucking Rainier's eyes are kind of like wide. She just like has corn on the cob.
Lucian's just drinking his blood.
Typewriters.
Again, just you see like
Useless.
Strahd walks over in your direction and is like, well, take off your hood.
No.
Alright.
I've barely been able to see you.
I'm gonna do it now.
Slowly.
Alright, I'll take off my hood.
Oh, you take off your hood?
I will take off my hood.
Okay. All of you see Strahd just freeze. And
Put it back on. Put it back on.
no, he
Man out of time.
he looks at you and he just has this look of complete shock. You get a look of almost fear and anger, and he says, Sergei?
I draw the sword from the bag, and I point it at him, and I demand, tell me what you know!
He draws his sword and crosses it with yours and looks at you and says, no, you're not Sergei.
Who is
Who
that?
are you?
Who am I?
It's gotten a little more heated.
Is the butler in here? Is the butler in here?
Yeah, he's like, he draws his sword.
I'm just sitting there with like a turkey leg.
Turkey leg is good, right?
Huh?
Turkey leg is good, right?
Very.
Just like he's like leans in like this while not taking his eye.
Who's the woman?
The doors slam shut. And Strahd says, everyone.
It's just me.
He's like,
I think we need to calm down in moments.
stay here.
You calm down.
Says, come with me.
drags around?
What? Someone, please.
I need you to tell me everything you know.
He knows nothing. He hasn't. He knows nothing.
Jack. Shit.
Who's Jack?
Wait.
He has amnesia.
What woman do you mean?
I don't know any specifics apart from there's I remember a dark-haired woman at some point.
I'm thinking real quick here as to where there's a painting that he can take you to.
That's why I was asking if like there's anything in the room or This is bull.
It just like picks me up like this one.
No, not like that one.
No, because you told me I didn't know what she looked like, that there was just a woman.
Yeah, you don't, like, you can't see the details of her face in your mind's eye. But he's like, you have to be a relative of some kind. And he's like, we need to figure this out.
Okay, before I put my sword away, do you know something, or do you not know anything?
I know many things.
About me?
You look like a relative. You look like a Von Zarevich.
So my joke wasn't far off.
For a moment,
Okay.
I thought you were my brother, but you are not him. And
Maybe these swords can go back into their scabbards now?
This one doesn't have a scabbard.
The bag is the
Quick
scabbard.
question.
bag, same
Quick
thing.
question. What's the sword's take on all this?
the sword's like, what was I just pulled out into?
So, what the fuck?
The sword kind of wants you to fight. It's kind of got this like, I'm ready when you're ready, but it's also kind of got this like, this might be a little tougher than I thought.
The sword is sweating.
Yeah.
Okay. Does he put his sword away first?
He pulls it back and puts his sword away.
Okay. I'll fiddle with the bag, shove the sword into the bag.
All right. We need information.
I was really hoping that you would be able to tell me anything about who I am.
Do you have any information? Notes you've taken, dreams you've had?
I proceed to pull out just tons of notes. Not even, like, tons of different machines, things that I've worked on. There's the stuff that I was working on the other night, which is, like, the beginnings of schematics for Steel Defender. Everything. There's alchemical stuff in there, my thieves' tools, all the other tools. I'm putting it onto the table, the dinner table.
He's emptying out his
He
bag.
picks up your tinker's tools, and it's like, these are mine.
Those are mine.
Oh.
He looks at the notes. He's looking at the stuff, and he's just like rearranging things. And then he steps back, and he's like, oh my. I have good news, he says to Lucien.
Oh.
And he gestures to,
Oh, Lucy, sorry, not me.
he gestures to Lucas and says, I have a suspicion that the easiest to access method of saving your country is right here.
Well, that is rather good news indeed.
Yes.
What the hell is...
Oh, good. I'm not the only one that's lost, and that's good.
We need to talk alone.
I look at the rest of the party. Like now? Why alone?
Not necessarily now.
What are these? What is this thing?
The apparatus.
The apparatus, you say?
He picks up the coin that you had and says, holds up, and you see,
It's like a gotcha machine. Did I come out of a gotcha machine? Did I come out of a gotcha machine?
Strahd's like, I
The curse of
just
Strahd
need
Pachinko
one
machine.
more anime girl for my collection.
His body pillows in his room.
God, please no.
he's like, you get the impression that right now, to Strahd, none of you matter except for Lucas.
I'm the most important. Yeah. Oh no.
He holds up the coin and says, "Do you remember him?" And there's there's a man that you know is undead.
Okay.
And you see him, and for a second you can see multiple faces, and you remember speaking with this man, and you remember working on this, and a part of the memories and dreams of the device, the apparatus, fill in a bit, and you remember working on the device with the man who's on this coin.
Who is that? I point towards it and I say, who is that?
You already know, but he says, Azalin Rex. And this is the Dark Lord of Darkon. Lucian, you're looking at the table, and you're looking at this device, and you've seen it before. This device is what caused the problems in your country. The Dark Lord of Darkon, Azalin Rex, built it, and then sacrificed something like 10,000 people to activate it, and got into it thinking it was going to get him out of Ravenloft, and it just blew up. Destroyed an entire city and turned the capital city of Darkon into the necropolis, where everyone's undead, and death has become the Dark Lord of it, and is ruling there. And since this happened...
Oops.
But you know for a fact that Azalin Rex built this by himself. It wasn't with someone else. And it wasn't the first version of it.
But you said I worked on it, or I knew the guy who worked on it?
You remember inventing it with this other guy, throwing theories around.
Now
Okay.
we all look at you.
Oops. Okay. I'm going to. I look very drained. I'm just gonna go over to the little shot of blood, and I'm just gonna take it.
So he writes a little. He pulls a piece of paper, writes a little bit of notes, folds it up, and hands it to Lucas.
Okay. You take
Says, "Don't read this until you're alone." And he says, "I am very excited at the recent events here.
Me too.
I'm gonna cast Identify on the note. Is it cursed?
It's not cursed."
You're like, it's still
He says, "Things have just gotten very interesting, and I was going to make an announcement and offer an invitation and offer a job to all of you. I was going to complain about how you were, possibly a member of an enemy." He refers to Lucian, an enemy spy from another country. I don't care. He's like,
Wow.
He's like, he points to Rainier and says, "Amber Temple, I'll tell you where it is. Sebastian, there's a place there's a place to the west called Yesterhill, which contains information which may help you. Lucian, this guy's blood. That's what you need."
No! No!
He doesn't need all of it, just a vial.
That's what they always say. I don't need to test you. It'll be like a day of tests on you. Then next thing you know, 2.5 years have gone by.
You're in the woods with amnesia.
Hey, that's me. Shush.
Celestina, feel free to pick a room. You can stay in the castle, you can travel with them, you can do whatever you want. Welcome. And he's like, All right. This needs preparation. Feel free to explore the castle. You're free to come and go as you please. If something comes up, I will send you a message. I do have a job, if you would like to accept it. My announcement that I intended to make is that I am engaged.
Congratulations.
I like that it's just you that says that. You have found the actual love?
What do you mean?
I mean, the girl.
Yeah, he
You met
apologized.
Irina.
Yeah.
That was a mix-up.
Yes. I mean, you found the true one?
Accidentally attacked that girl. My bad.
Twice even.
I see she shared the letter with you.
Yes. Her brother wanted to hire us to take her to a city, but she would not have it.
Okay, yes. To answer your question, yes and no. It's more complicated than that. But, let's just say that I had someone attempt something, and I was just humoring them for the fun of it. And, what do you know? They did it. And, yes. So, I would request, and this was my job, for you to journey to the city of Kresk and escort my bride to be here.
Just to be clear, to cover all grounds, willing bride.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, this does not.
This might sound a little like. What's the time frame on this?
Well, it's not super urgent. I'm just very excited.
Okay. Are we being paid?
He looks at you and he just has a couple things go through his mind, and he kind of gives this weird giggle, and you're like,
Oh no!
And he's like,
I'm gonna get trapped in the basement and poked with pointy things.
no, you're not.
Where is she? What is she?
The city of Kresk.
What is there that we need to worry about?
The townsfolk aren't crazy per se, but there are people there that. There was a family that was changed. They're not dangerous, but the abbot in the abbey has been doing things that might seem distasteful, but it has been of no harm to anyone. So the city itself should be fine.
And your bride, she evil, possessed.
Will she be expecting
ghost.
us?
Let's just say she's more than the sum of her parts. And
Interesting.
Oh, also, forgive me for not saying sooner, but congratulations on an engagement. I was making sure it was consensual first.
Tom, separate question.
Yes.
I totally ate that meat thing that they put in front of me. Were there drugs in it?
it has not had any drug-like effects.
He didn't
Will it?
say no.
Will it?
You don't know
Uh-oh.
Do you ever know anything?
yet.
Apparently not. No one knows anything here.
Give me
Travis is done.
At least concerning you.
It's true.
I came out of a nuclear warhead gotcha machine.
I mean,
yeah.
I would accept.
I can't say you're wrong.
I would accept this job to escort the bride back here because he is doing a favor for me.
I have no issues with this.
Yes, what would you like as payment? Oh, as of note, you're all invited to the wedding.
Oh, thank you. Access to the Amber Temple would be very nice if you have that power.
I will make sure you know exactly where it is.
Is there things I need to equip myself for before going?
Yes, it is. It has its own defenses.
Okay. Information would be nice.
I too would like information on this shared hag that we both know and love.
Yes,
And
she
maybe
was-
assistance in dealing with her?
I'll see what I can do.
I think that you are not like what the people of Barovia have said you are. You seem nice and at least somewhat reasonable.
Well, I admit you've caught me in a very good mood. But thank you anyway.
You're welcome. We are not your enemies. I would enjoy to attempt to at least attempt to break your curse, or at least, what did the Vistani say? Disrupt it?
Allow me to clarify that. To break my curse, you must replace me. And I must choose to allow that.
I shrug. Maybe that's what
We'll
happens.
I will say that it's not outside the realm of possibility.
I mean, this is a curse that, if it was inflicted upon somebody, they would not have the best of times.
Well, it depends on how you feel. I'm perfectly enjoying being the Dread Lord of Barovia. I would enjoy escaping, but I wouldn't do so unless I felt that these lands were being properly cared for in my absence.
Well, I will take a shot at that. As it stands right now, you are cursed, and if you are completely fine with being cursed, then by all means, I will go about my business, help a little bit, get the power from the Amber Temple, and leave.
I'm going to, I'm gathering up all my stuff. I'm gonna go for a walk.
Oh, by
the
all
halls.
means, go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna go walk, start walking through the halls.
Oh,
Would you like some company?
Yeah, if anybody wants to follow me around.
I would like to continue to speak to Strahd for a
I'll
bit.
follow you.
Alright.
I will also stay.
There are things. Well, there's one thing that I have heard, kept from you about the night that the mists came in.
Oh, really?
I nod. Are these two out now?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
It links me with you in a certain way. Does the Delisnia family ring any bells to you?
Yes, they certainly do.
I can sense distaste in your voice.
Well, they rule Borka. It's the neighboring country to the
Yeah.
west. Well, one of them does.
The
Rules.
day that the mists came in, the day that there were dead and destruction in the castle, that you and all alive in the castle were gone. That day was a planned coup in your castle. The Delisnia family had infiltrated Castle Ravenloft, and
Really?
I nod. They had meant to kill you and take your country.
Well, they certainly failed in one way. But that is interesting.
Yes, I say this links you to me because that is what has happened to me.
You wouldn't happen to know who the mastermind was behind this?
I'm gonna check my notes. Do I know?
I believe so. Give me one moment to pull it up. And...
Separate comment. Why do I really want to split the party and be like, you guys go, I'm gonna stay here, keep an eye on this freak. I won't.
But you want to?
But I'm kind of inclined.
I mean, it's a good option. It's considering that he's inviting you to stay. It's like, not many people...
Yeah, the rest of you, pitch a tent. He said I could pick a room.
True. I mean, I'm sure if we asked, then...
I don't know if I want to stay here.
Well, yeah, aren't you a relative? You could pick a room, too.
He's saying that I might be, but I don't think I exist. I don't think I'm real.
You were just a dream.
Yeah, I don't think I'm real.
We're gonna figure out that you are real world Travis.
Oh, he's super meta.
Yeah, and that Tom's actually fucking like a different Plains version of Strahd.
No. Tom is the Dark Powers.
Yeah. That pop vinyl, that's the other plain version of Strahd.
Right.
It was Lord Leo Delisnia.
The one that masterminded the thing was Lord Leo Delisnia. The current one that was the one for me was whoever it was.
Oh, I didn't even know. And he's already been dealt with. Well, I could still go back and have some fun.
Jesus.
I will find a way to assist you in your revenge.
I would appreciate such. They have taken much from me.
Yes.
Quite literally, I think they have taken everything except... Well, they have taken everything.
Except for my owl.
Just...
So, meanwhile, you two have left the room?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys step out into the...
I'm just kind of following where whatever feels natural to just start walking down some halls.
Okay, as you go, you get a feel for, like, feels kind of, natural.
What was
like
your
the dream.
real name? What was he calling
Celestina.
you? Celestina? Okay.
Stenia?
Celestinia. Yeah.
Celestina Von Ron. Right?
I think so. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking that it was Celestia, but I was like, that's not right. That's not it.
Wrong campaign.
So, yeah, pretty much as we're walking, I'm going to go through the whole the same spiel, you know. For as long as I can remember, I've been dreaming about walking through these halls and stuff. The machine that's like the bits and pieces of it are like in my head always. I was certain that when I got here, I was going to find out something that would all click into place, and either I would become whole, or it would destroy me, and I would turn into some sort of freakish monster, or something. But
Do you check the note?
no,
Okay.
no. I actually legitimately forgot about it. Yeah, no. I'm just going to wander. I'm also kind of trying to think of like
You feel drawn.
Do you have any idea what you're gonna... Like... You want this... hag dead, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask why?
Well, so I'm gonna tell you my whole spiel. I was like brought up. Was I brought up in like a wealthier family?
Yes.
Was it royal?
Not like the royal family, but
No, but like a
connected,
duke or
yes.
something. So I'm like kind of royal too, and grew up like really wealthy and had everything I ever wanted, and nice family, mom, dad, brother, right? I have a brother. And one day, like, this hag shows up at our house and says that, like, she created me, that I'm her daughter, and she, like, tried to kill my whole family. So I just fled, hoping that she would follow me and not kill them, and she did, and I took a horse from our stable and rode into the mists and found you guys. And so I lied about my name because I was scared that you guys, like, knew her or were working for her.
I can understand that.
So I don't particularly love her.
Alright.
Or hags in general at this point.
Okay. I don't know how much I trust Strahd. But I will help you save your family.
I don't know how much I trust him either. But I trust you.
That's good.
And I'm gonna help you, too, if I can. Nobody seems to know anything.
I don't...
But I'll at least stick with you.
That's good.
You think you're related to him?
I don't know. At first I thought that I could have been something bad, but now I'm starting to think that I'm potentially a mistake.
Oh. Yeah.
Something
Trish just in the other room.
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like every time I'm close to answers, I'm told that either I don't exist, or that I shouldn't exist, or I feel very baited. Strung along. Like, a ton of stuff has happened. This has been the most eventful 3 days of my entire life that I can remember. And I know nothing. I've gotten nothing out of it. I'm starting to think that it might be a good idea to maybe forget the past. I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully when I get some answers, if I get some answers.
So you're just walking around where it feels natural, right? As you go and as you're talking about this, you come into a spiral staircase. And there's a mosaic floor that's otherwise dark, cold, and empty that goes pretty high up. But you can kind of see a glow up near the top. And it flares bright as you step into the room, and it's shining down this tower. And then it turns into this, it settles down into a dull, pulsing red glow.
Are we going up the stairs?
Are you? Do you go up the stairs?
If it feels natural to, yeah.
It does.
If it feels like I'm sneaking into, like, the West Wing or whatever, I don't want to do it, but...
You do feel drawn to the top. And as you get up, you see at the pinnacle of this hollow tower a large crystal heart pulsating with red light. And each time it pulses, it's pulsing in time with your heart, your heartbeat.
Your being, Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas. Mm-hmm. And, yeah.
This is really creepy.
What?
I point towards the big heart.
Right, but I don't know it's beating in time with your heart.
Well, no, but that's a giant heart. Like, isn't that weird?
I guess. The glowing part is kind of strange.
What do you think it does?
Plays music. Let's touch it.
No. No. I got some spells left.
Yeah. Cast something.
I will cast Detect Magic.
Can I cast things like that or anything? Do I have that? I don't think so.
What spells do you have?
I cast Detect Magic on it.
Okay, you gotta get closer to actually do that, but you do.
Okay, I'll get closer.
It's very magic. The whole tower is magic.
Is it floating?
Like the night vision goggles, but it's just
Yeah.
a room full of lights. Ah!
Yeah, it floats near the
Psychedelic.
top of the tower.
So it's floating there. Alright.
So it's floating, it's glowing, pulsing.
Yeah.
It's
Do I detect the pulsing? I just don't
You can
like,
see the
feel
pulsing.
it.
It's not in time with your heart.
So like that doesn't freak me out.
No.
Okay. This has got to be important, right?
Touch it.
No! If I touch it, my hand's gonna turn into a necromancer or something.
You don't know that.
Exactly, and that's what scares me. Okay.
Do you want me to add it to my list of things to ask Strahd about? I'm keeping it a
I
list.
guess. Sure. I add it to the list. What's with the weird crystal heart?
So do you just leave it and move on?
Is there anything else in here?
Not really in here. Occasionally you do see like movement, like there's someone else. Like you'll turn a hallway and you'll see someone walk past down at the other end of it and that sort of thing.
Okay, like not unseen servant, like literal unseen servants.
There are literal unseen servants here.
Do we see
Actually,
any, like...
no. Oh, hold on.
Never mind.
Oh no. You die.
The heart just explodes.
We start walking down, and the stairs turn into a slide, and we slide into the dungeon.
They start to do
Into spikes.
experiments on you.
Yeah. And I just slide immediately into a table.
You're walking around, and all of a sudden, two Vistani around the corner, and we're like, "Oh, hello!
What?
Hi!
Good to see you."
Like, do we recognize them?
No,
Oh.
Hi.
you are the guests, right?
What family?
Oh, okay, yes, your Majesty. It's good to. Can we assist you in any way?
What does the harp do? I stand up taller and...
The harp?
Heart.
Heart.
I thought it was a harp.
Heart.
Crystal heart.
Cut that out.
Nope, it says
Let me start over. What does the heart do?
I'm not sure what it does, but it's real magic, I think.
As opposed to fake magic.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Lucas actually does that.
What purpose does it serve?
I mean, he just said he don't know.
Is it important?
I would assume so. It's a giant glowing crystal heart at the top of a tower. I assume that it is quite...
That's pretty textbook important, I think.
What do you know?
There is a tomb underneath the castle that has tons of things in it. There are There's plenty of bedrooms, all the things a usual castle would be. It's a really nice castle. I also know that all the inhabitants of the castle have been told not to harm you or cause any problems in any way, which they sometimes do with some visitors, but for some reason we've been given the no touch the guests rule.
Here's a quick question. How often would you say Strahd is in a good mood?
Not very often. It's usually he's very, very melancholy, but ever since his last visit to Kresk, he's been very happy.
Does he do any, like, experiments on people?
He does experiments. Sometimes they involve people. Not usually, though.
Okay.
Do you want to see the lab?
You okay?
Yes, I do want to see the lab.
He says, all right, follow me.
As we're walking, I ask, have you met your master's bride-to-be?
Valiska? No, I haven't met her.
Do you know anything about her?
Only that she's from Kresk, and she lives at the abbey there.
As we're walking around, are there, like, portraits or anything like that we're seeing on the walls that might have people that we recognize?
Yes. Provided I can actually find...
Am I in any of these pictures?
You are not. However, you do both come across a painting of a woman that both of you stop and look at and are like, that looks like a relative of mine. For a second, Celestinia, you see a painting that looks very similar to a painting of your grandmother on your father's side. And Lucas, you see that same painting and see that same woman, and you remember the woman in your memories, and those features snap on. That's her.
I point towards her and I go, that's her!
That's who?
The woman that I said...
and you get the strong impression that it's your mother.
That's the woman that I see in my dreams. And that I asked Strahd about. And he didn't know anything.
That's my grandmother, right?
It looks very similar to your grandmother, yes.
That looks a lot like my grandmother.
Okay. That looks a lot like the lady that's in my dream memories.
What happens in your dreams?
I walk around here.
Well, specifically the one
Like, specifically
where you
with
see her, she's teaching you how to write.
Yeah.
And making you write in a very particular way.
Did she do that to me?
Yeah. She didn't do that. Your mother did that.
I hope so. Weird. I feel like we should just both look at each other at the same time and say that.
Yeah. She taught me how to write.
So you guys are being taken somewhere else in the castle. So the rest of you are in there with Strahd, and
Just hang around.
Food's great.
Very much so.
But Strahd has
The food
been
is good.
laying out to
Wait,
Rainier,
are you human?
has pulled out a very nice map and has marked where the Amber Temple is.
Oh.
So he's helped map it out and show you how to get there and stuff like that. He also shows you where Kresk is, that sort of thing. He also has shown you where the border meets the border of Borka. And he's already starting to throw out phrases that are like, gonna come in here with zombies here, the wolves are gonna come over here. He's looking to be planning some sort of attack already in his head.
It serves them right that they should lose the entire kingdom. What is the name of your bride to be? What does she look like?
Her name is Valiska. She is I can put it this way. She's similar to you in some ways, but not every way. In terms of state, it's hard to explain.
I think I have a bit of a picture. Facial features, things I could ask around to get.
Have you seen someone that looks like this? And you point to your face.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
He actually pulls over a piece of paper and dips a pen, and actually, with just a short amount of effort, draws a simple portrait of a woman.
Oh, that is lovely.
You're so nice.
I'm gonna...
She's got some vague, slight could-be similarities to you and Irina, but otherwise she seems completely different.
I'm gonna put that into my journal, and I'm gonna go. There are those out there we have seen that would ally themselves with you. I assume that any who are truly allied with you would know not to just kill us or attempt to kill us on the road.
Yes. But I do have enemies here as well.
That is true. But the ones that think they are allied with you and would try to do us harm, I would like something like a ring with your crest on it or something like that to show we are allied with you. Mainly, I bring this up because we wish to go to the Bone Grinder windmill. We have the deed to it.
Oh, really?
Yes. And this was, we got this from the house of the family in the death house. And, if the deed was there, and they owned such a place, then they might have other allies in the Bone Grinder.
He pulls out a piece of paper and starts filling something out, and then he takes a seal and a bit of wax and melts some of the wax onto it and stamps it and then signs it and said, "There you go. That makes your ownership official." And slides the paper over to you.
It's a sick coupon.
Oh, thank you.
By one
Thank you.
$6 off your next ice cream.
I take the deed and I
Welcome to
take
Ravenloft,
the...
Extreme Couponers.
yeah.
I keep on wanting, when you said the Bone Grinder windmill, that slight pause in there, I immediately was like, nightclub. The Bone Grinder nightclub.
You have new plans for the building.
I take the writ and I take the deed and I also put that in my journal. I go, thank you for making it official. I think I was skeptical on how well things would go. Mostly just overall here. The welcoming here from the people and the things was not the most... how would you say...
Well, Barovians are very superstitious and isolationist. They're not ones to accept strangers very well.
This is true.
I would not worry about it. The other towns are a bit better than Barovia itself.
I'll nod. It has been a pleasure working with you. I look forward to the future.
Yes, and I have some things that I have to do. You may have free reign of the castle to wander about. Try not to break anything.
Oh, I would never break things. I am not a barbarian.
Jump cut to us breaking something.
Sebastian would ask,
You
like,
did it.
if you would have time, I would like to ask you a couple questions. About...
Yes. You have some questions.
I would like to rest and retire somewhere. You offered Esme a place here. I was wondering if we also have a place in the castle, or will we need other residents?
There are guest rooms in the castle that you can stay in. And he calls over.
I'm going to be staying in the science lab.
Oh, come on, you're gonna love it down there. Oh, Lucas, don't worry, you're gonna love it down there. There's a lot of pointy things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he calls over Rahadin and asks him to lead you to
just
some
be
guest
me.
rooms.
Okay.
Sentient slime.
I'll be the liquid that the seahorse lives in. Ew.
I bid you farewell and good night. We will. I look forward to the future.
Okay.
Right, real quick.
Oh, and
Oh.
Sebastian, I will be in my room if you need me.
Now, the two of you. Sebastian, you had something you wished to ask.
Yes, I found out recently that the ones that did this to me, as I've learned that being a druid is by choice, not being forced into it. But the people that did this to me are here.
Yes, there are many druids. They, this is somewhat embarrassing. They worship me, but take their own... Well, you were at the death house, so you know how it can be.
I noticed.
They're similar, but they have more power than that family.
I see.
A rather low bar, I would say.
Yes. I remember that day. I haven't done anything like that in a long time. Not since... not since the last time I met Lucas.
Interesting. I was just wondering if these people would be, you would consider them followers or allies.
They're wild men.
So you would have no qualms if I were to, say, purge them.
Do whatever you want with them.
Jesus fuck. Hey, Dark Lord candidate.
I won't stand in your way. But I will warn you, I don't think you're quite powerful enough to handle them yet.
No.
But there are some valuable things that they carry that could make it so.
Right now, my only concern is to prevent anything that happened to me. I'm sure you know what happened to me.
I do.
I don't want anything to happen to this group that I'm a part of now. I will not let it happen. So if they cross my path and they mean harm, I will not hesitate to pull them in the ground.
Rainier's like in the doorway, having just remembered something as she was leaving, came back and just like stood there as he was talking.
I wish you great luck in your endeavors. And I will be watching.
There is one last thing.
Yes.
I found this. I hold the whistle.
It's like, strange. I've not seen something like that before.
I had Lucas look at it. All he knows is the whistle that amplifies. But I thought I would ask someone else.
Well,
He advised me not to blow into it.
It clearly has something to do with wolves. But, beyond that, I'm not sure.
With that,
You should know, magic items are very dangerous. You know, you could blow into it and it could end the world. Or you might blow into it and make farting noises. Or anything in between.
Sebastian sits back in the moment. I'm like, They have to be related somehow. Anyway.
Rainier's snickering, not covering her mouth.
Thank you for the food and the rooms.
It's nice to be back to having guests here peacefully.
I will retire for the night.
Good night.
Good night. I walk past Rainier, and she just walks past and keeps walking.
I come back over. I forgot one more thing. I am not as powerful of a spellcaster as you, I do not think. Would you know a way to remove the magic on this armor? It is animated armor.
This is where we learned that Straw did it. No.
Yeah.
No, this is the oil of sharpness all over again.
I do not wish.
Well, there's a good chance that he didn't do it. Actually,
Yeah.
I do not wish the enchantment to be on this
the dad of the house
because
Probably.
it is a distinct weakness that somebody could exploit.
He looks at it.
It is quite nice looking too. I'm rather fond of it.
He puts his finger on it, and
He puts his finger on my forehead.
It clamps down and just
It stabs Strahd.
Campaign over.
No, it just like squishes Rainier. It like makes it super compact.
yeah. Like what happens?
Camping over and everybody's just
Like what happens when you're inside a transformer when it transforms?
he attempts to cast Dispel Magic on the armor. And the armor makes it save.
Oh.
Mm.
I need Rainier to make a strength saving throw as it attempts to just act on its own.
Oh boy. That is...
This is gonna
23.
spiral. This is gonna spiral into all of us fighting Strahd.
23?
Yeah.
Okay, the armor tries to move. You manage to hold it in place and stop it from moving. You're strong enough to resist it,
Yeah.
but what's happening is pretty clear. So while you and the armor are essentially grappled at the moment and restrained, he's like, I don't think it's going to work, and just starts like undoing the armor to try to get it off of you so that you're not stuck.
That is disappointing. Do you have a similar set, perhaps? I could trade for?
The funny thing, he's like, I have an identical set. But it's also animated.
But it's animated.
Quick segue here.
Yeah.
While we're with the Vistani, like they're showing us places, we ask, "Where's the armory at?"
the lab was lovely,
Yeah,
by the by. We
nice
never,
test tubes that could fit a person in them.
never take us there again.
Why was
It's
there?
not quite that.
Why was there a corpse on the slab there?
With an open roof.
Return the slab.
Return the slab.
Oh no.
Oh, man. Let's see here.
Lucas is just like pale and like files. And
Well, he's pale anyway.
tubes, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
pretty
"Let's
pale."
go."
He goes
It's
white.
okay. It's okay.
He's like, "Do you think I could fit in that tube?" No,
You're way too fat to fit in that tube.
Damn.
that tube is not for you.
So, they do tell you that the armory is, in, like, a side building.
That's a little weird. What if the gate has to be closed?
No, the gate to the castle's, like, separate.
Yeah.
So it's, like, within the same thing.
Okay,
as the
it's
guardhouse.
within the grounds. It's within the grounds.
Yeah, it's within the grounds.
Is it still raining outside?
Yes, pouring down rain.
I've got a cloak on. Do you want to go out in the rain?
Let's do it.
All right, to the Armory. Take us there, people that were just minding their own business.
As of note, you are very, very much, like, feeling comfortable and, like, familiar with this place.
I'm, like, putting my feet up on the furniture and stuff.
Me too, or no?
No, not you. This still feels like a, unfamiliar castle. But Lucas, you're like... You've definitely been here before. Dang, maybe there isn't a armory.
I want to steal something.
Last.
I thought there'd be.
And by steal, I mean borrow.
You don't need to steal anything. I'm a relative.
And by borrow, I mean have the relative take because it's theirs.
You're gonna see Strahd, he's gonna be like, I know you took it,
I know.
but you can keep it.
Yeah.
Is that the best Strahd voice you got?
Yep.
It's just stereotypical.
It's just the
vampire, I'm
count.
not even trying.
Okay. So several things happen while you're walking around.
Oh my god.
So you start to find out that Strahd has a child's sense of humor. There are, like...
How young? Middle school? Younger?
Let me explain. There are traps in this place that are literally like... And you see them right away. Like, just your familiarity with
Macaulay Culkin traps?
artificer stuff. Not even that offensive. It's like, you literally go into the King's Hall at one point, and there's a whole thing where there's like a little wooden carved version of Strahd that pops out of the wall and slides down the hallway at whoever's in the hallway, while a prestidigitation is like programmed in it to cause a laughing sound as it pops out and goes ha 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 ha.
I can do that.
Slides down
That
the
is
hallway
amazing.
As an artificer, I can do that.
and slides down the hallway at whoever's in the hallway.
That's amazing.
Oh my god, he's an idiot.
In the guards post, there's a bunch of
Like, I heard that.
there's a bunch of skeletons floating in armor and stuff like that. They're not actually floating; they're just hung on pegs from the walls.
This is like what happens when you go through, like, the horror,
They're
like,
held-
walk through things,
Yes.
but they've got all the lights on and everything. And
They're
you're
held
walking
together
through.
with wire.
Maybe
Just
this
the other
is the
defeat on
joke room?
Travis's face right now. is
I
great.
fucking-
No, the castle's the Joker.
We're playing fucking Curse of Strahd. We went to meet Strahd, and I fucking love Strahd.
Same.
I love Strahd so much. He's my favorite character right now.
I resent that.
Okay.
Only because you're related to him.
I'm gonna join Strahd's team.
Yikes.
Yeah, Strahd number one.
What?
He was number one.
What is it supposed to do?
I appreciate you.
Like, are people just supposed to look at the skeletons and go, the human anatomy, and then run?
Human anatomy.
So, while you guys are still walking around and looking at the stuff, cut back to you guys. Rainier and Sebastian, you've kind of moved on, but he's still talking with Lucien. He's like, and then I turned, and there was this 6-foot-tall Kenku. and his feathers were all dyed various colors. And then I woke up.
I love it.
Oh, amazing.
All I'm saying is that this castle does have an effect on people's dreams. So, if you sleep, just be aware that you may have a rough night. It's possible.
I shall certainly keep that in mind.
Is there like
I did have one final question.
Yes.
You said that I need Lucas's blood. What exactly did you mean by that?
Well, you need some way to tie Barovia itself to Darkon to stabilize it.
I see an anchor, as it were.
I can sense that Azalin is still alive, in some form or another. I estimate maybe 5 years before the mists overtake Darkon, and I feel like he will find his way back before then. But to hold the mists back, all you really need is a strong connection with Barovia. Barovia is the first domain of Ravenloft. came before all the rest. So, if you would have a bond with it, and I'll leave it to him to explain the details when he figures it out eventually. But Lucas has a connection with Barovia as well. My blood would work as well, but I'm sure you don't want me to become the Dark Lord of Darkon. Azalin certainly wouldn't want that. And while it would be entertaining to see his reaction to return to find me, Lord of Darkon and Barovia, I'm not willing to have that war. So, I think this might be an effective balance. Yes.
I see.
I would be careful, though. My spies have told me that Von Richton is in the country somewhere. He's here, in Barovia. I do not know what exactly he's planning. Well, I take that back. He's planning on trying to destroy any and all monsters he encounters. But he's doing something. I don't know what. And I think it is strange. This all connects back to Mordant. 2 of you have come there, and 1 with connection to Barovia. He's just kind of like...
Just kind of thinking out loud at this point.
Yeah. He says, I have work to do. I must look at notes. I must make preparations. I have way more to do than I thought, and that's not even talking about the wedding.
Of course. Thank you for your time.
Cut back to us. It's like he's got too much time on his hands and he doesn't know what to do with himself.
Tom, can I, take that armor and I'd have asked Strahd if I could just, leave my armor with one of his servants and they can try to remove the thing from it?
Yeah, he does have someone take it away and, strap it down.
Take it to the lab.
Yeah.
We'll
Do we actually get to the armory?
Yes, you get to an armory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything good in there?
Yeah.
Longbows, longswords, spears, nothing real crazy, stuff that's standardized. Sword, shield, some chainmail.
Okay.
Looks like that's the standard.
I'm gonna...
I want a shield.
You can grab one if you
Actually,
want.
yes, I should get a shield too.
Yes, you should. And if I don't have a longbow, I grab a longbow.
Okay.
Wait, can you cast spells if you've got a shield and a sword?
Only if you have the feat Warcaster.
Get the feet work.
I'll get a shield, but I won't equip it, and then I want to get a sword.
Wait, can I? If I'm Eldritch Knight, can I cast?
Yes, because your sword counts as a spellcasting focus.
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm not positive, though. You might have to check.
Because isn't it like it's the same thing as being like a hexblade, right?
It's not the same.
I'm gonna send Wick to go find Lucas.
Okay.
At this time, Sebastian, before he goes to bed, actually goes to Rainier's room
Okay.
and knocks on the door.
I'm just on the website.
I go, one moment, get fucking dressed in actual clothing, and, open the door. Hello.
Rainier, you have a moment to talk.
I have many moments to talk.
Sorry, I just didn't know if you were retired for the evening. You can wait until tomorrow.
I do not sleep.
Alright? I need to tell you something.
Yes.
May I enter?
Do you need permission to enter?
Well, it's kind of rude.
I didn't see blood on the third seat.
True. But also, it's just rude to enter into someone's room without asking permission first.
You may. I'm gonna step to the side. My shield and all my gear and stuff are just kind of sprawled out, but my sword's still at my hip.
Okay.
You wish to talk?
Yes. I don't know if you heard much about when I was talking to Strahd. And
Is that you do not like a certain group of druids?
Yes, there's reason for that. You remember how I told you that I have a year of time that I have unaccounted for?
Yes.
Well, they're the ones behind it.
I assumed so.
There's another thing. Basically, I grew up next to a set of woods, and I was told not to go in there. But when I got older, I hired a group of people. We went in there, were picked off one by one until it was me and another person. We were kidnapped by the cult, which I assume was the druids, and they sacrificed him right in front of me. And after that, I had a year, and I have no idea what happened in that year.
That is awful.
And very disconcerting. But I want you to know that what I said there to Strahd is true. I have developed a kinship with all of you, and I will not let that same evil that happened to me happen to any of you. So.
That is appreciated. I would not have... Well... So judging on things I have said, you may have put things together already. I do not see a reason to distrust any of you, kind of besides Lucian. I am still a bit on the fence about him. We have one who has amnesia, seems like a good person. I trust him. We have a relative of Strahd who, as I can tell, is an ally, and I am all for. So she is fine. You have your own things to deal with. I still do not know much about Lucian. I am the rightful ruler to Mordant. I was to become queen when the Delisnia family staged a coup. All of my friends and family died in front of me. The ones that did not turn. I know what it is like to lose everyone. Perhaps more than even a small expedition. I appreciate you allying yourself with us and offering to put yourself in harm's way to protect us. I will do the same. And as long as we are adventuring together, I will make sure you are not killed.
And I will endeavor to do the same for not only you, but our group. Until we find out more about Lucas, though, I have to agree.
I did not say Lucas.
Oh, sorry, Lucian.
Lucian.
I trust everyone here. Lucian has proven himself quite capable, but something about him.
Lucian may have his own reasons for keeping secrets. I kept secrets because if any of you, were allies of the Delisnia family, you would kill me. Or attempt to.
Real quick, Sebastian, you're vaguely aware of this, but you're one of the unofficial, side, used to be a ruler of your country, but isn't really a ruler anymore, and is kind of just like a noble who lives in the castle, is a Delisnia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Fun.
Just something to keep in the back of your mind. He's not someone with power.
Yeah. But it's... we're more connected than we care to admit. No, I probably won't. That's something that that's not the purpose of this conversation, unfortunately. So, but that's it. Have a good night, Rainier. I'll see you in the morning.
You as well.
Okay, you sent your owl to go find Lucas, correct?
Yeah.
Do I open the door and the owl just like let's find me?
So, Lucas, what are you doing when the owl finds you?
We're rummaging through shields and some swords. He's asking me if she should take a bow or not.
All of a sudden,
You decided not now.
Yeah.
a barn owl swoops in, its wings flapping.
Oh, God.
It lands near you, and it snaps its head towards you, and goes, whoo.
That thing is creepy.
Shoo! Why is it following me now?
Hold on.
Do you think maybe it's trying to tell you something?
Oh yeah, it is a familiar. Are you trying to...
Is old Timmy
Are
stuck
you
in a
going to lead
well?
us back to where we're going? To where we need to go?
Did you give it any instructions other than just go find Lucas?
Just pose there.
And I'd probably tell him to the owl to stand on Lucas's shoulder.
Oh god.
The owl attempts to land on your shoulder.
I let it. I'm trying not to touch it.
Okay, it's like,
Oh.
I'm gonna cast message through my owl.
okay.
I mean, you don't have to do that. I'm pretty sure you can just talk through it.
No, I can talk to the owl, but I can... Lucas is within 120 feet of me, right?
Yes.
We're in the castle, though.
Yes.
We're like out
Yeah.
of the castle in another building.
Yeah.
It's built. It's connected. It's not like it's.
It's okay. So we
Right, like it's all on the
Here-
same grounds, but like
Here,
It's just within range.
Yeah, you hear in your head, Rainier, like, Lucas,
Oh,
how are you?
Oh. yes.
I see Wick has found you. Faster than I would have expected.
Yes, he did find me.
How have you been doing?
are you okay?
What?
Because you're just like standing there not talking and you look
Oh.
funny.
Oh,
How was your walk?
there's a spell happening.
happening.
That sounds very ominous.
Yes.
Pretty good. I feel better now. I don't feel angry anymore.
This is good.
What's going on? Are we leaving, or are we staying, or...
We were going to, I think, spend the night here.
Oh, okay.
If you would like, you can stay in my room. I do not sleep.
Wow, that's very forward. Says Strahd.
Hey, this is private. This is private.
Get our heads.
This is not. This is.
Organs player starts playing Careless Whisper.
Yo.
I do not have any of the. Shut up.
Okay, I don't need to sleep either.
You
So-
do not.
No,
Why do
I'm
you?
a dampier.
They do not need to sleep.
No.
Oh.
You... Apparently you spent all night with another one playing chess.
I didn't know that you were both the Dampier. I know it is that you both might be vampires.
Well, you know now.
Yes, I know now, but I didn't know that they did not need to sleep.
Alright, whatever. Why'd you send this thing at me?
I wanted to make sure you were okay.
I'm fine.
And so you were not getting experimented on by Strahd, maybe? I don't know.
Well,
I was just checking in on you and Esme.
Okay. Where are you at?
I am in one of the guest rooms.
Oh god. Landmarks. Are there any landmarks? Is there a thing on the door?
Wick,
I mean,
Is it like a
I was
face or
gonna
an
say,
animal?
Wick could just
Wick
lead
can
you.
lead you back to my room if you need.
Okay. Is he gonna be staring at me the whole time?
He might. I do
He's
not.
just flying backwards.
Alright,
No,
lead,
he's flying straight. Just
Oh God!
lead the way.
I mean, by all means, finish your walk of whatever you were doing. I was just checking in on you.
We're pretty much done.
Okay.
Unless there's somewhere else, as maybe you might want to see, or Celestina.
You want to go anywhere else?
No, I'm good.
Alright.
How is Esme doing?
Pretty good. We found a weird thing up in the
You can
tower.
also cast the spell towards her.
Yeah, you don't call, you don't write.
Yeah. I can only keep it up with one person.
Okay, well then,
So hang up.
yeah, hang up on me. We'll start walking, and then you can start mentally talking to her on the way.
Okay.
I will realize that a spell is happening.
I'm gonna...
Before you, like, connect with me, I'm gonna be like, what the world was that?
Oh, I was being... There was a message.
Oh,
And
hello,
then, like,
I gotta
while
take
he's...
this.
While he's
Yeah,
explaining
yeah.
it,
Owl lands on your shoulder, I cast message.
No, what's happening?
I'm like,
Hello, Esme?
hi.
Yeah, it's that.
How are
That's...
you?
I see it in your eyes.
I, like, look for you in the room.
How was your walk?
Oh, good.
I like the idea that you're a sorcerer, but you look for it in the room, like...
I'm telling you, living in the D&D world would be a nightmare.
So yeah,
I just check in with them.
while you're talking, Celestina, you get a little further ahead. All of a sudden, Lucas, you feel a tap on your shoulder.
I look around.
You turn around. There's no one there, but it's you hear a voice. You hear a voice whisper, "Shh! Don't be frightened." It's
It's like biblical angels.
we're on the same side, but I have to tell you about something. I know this is going to sound suspicious, but I'm invisible right now, and I need to follow you to someplace where I can talk privately. My name is Esmeralda de Avenir.
Oh.
I'm a vampire hunter.
Oh!
Oh boy!
Sure.
I'm not hunting you or any of your friends, but I do need to talk to you.
Okay.
He's saying this out loud, right?
Well, you're kind of...
Yeah, you're like walking
You're on
down
the
the
phone.
path.
Like, meanwhile, and the turkey was great.
Where do you need? You said you just needed to follow me.
Well, yes, you're going to a room or someplace alone, aren't you?
Oh no,
Or at least just among your friends.
I will be going to someplace, I guess, relatively private as you can be in this place.
Well, I have methods of working around Strahd's surveillance.
Okay. Just so you're aware, I have a magic sword, so if you stab me, the magic sword will attack you.
Yeah, I mean you no harm. I'm not attempting to harm you in any way.
Alright. I'm gonna start walking now.
Let me sweeten the deal. I know who you are.
like
Walking fast.
Like, actually.
Alright. I will start walking.
All right.
Are they still following my owl?
Yeah.
Quick question. Is there anybody else in your room? Are there rooms next door?
There's plenty of rooms. There's a few guest rooms.
Can we just go into any room?
You can go into any of the guest rooms, yeah.
But I mean, like, where are you guys?
I'm in my own
I'm
room.
probably going towards a guest room, just like wandering.
I assumed that when we left, there was a servant that took us to one of our.
Yeah, Rahadin took you to where
Then I'm in a room.
where your guest rooms would be.
Are there rooms all close together, or like we all kind of separated?
They're all in the same hall.
Okay.
They're pretty close to each other.
Okay.
It's just a really long hallway.
So, real quick, who's getting their own room alone?
Me. Well, I invited Lucas to come into mine.
Okay.
Once we have the space, I will do.
You two are both getting your own?
I guess, yeah. I mean...
I imagined everyone was going to get their own room. But...
This way, if we go insane, we don't have those people to witness it.
I will say, I'm
there's
kind
just
of
one
worried
bed
about... I'm kind of worried about being alone.
Same. I was thinking the same thing.
So
Well, if you want to snuggle up, no.
can we go into any of the other like guest rooms?
Yeah.
Like, whenever. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna divert to a room. The invisible lady said that it could just be like with people that you trust as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll wave you in.
Okay.
And I'll hold the door open for a weird amount of time.
So that the bird can come in.
I'm inside.
Okay. I close it.
Right next to your ear.
But
I'm inside. Don't.
Where's Wick?
Does Wick come with...
I don't know.
Very bad.
Did you have Wick stay with them, or just lead them back towards you?
Did they just go into some random room?
Yeah, they went into a side room, yeah.
Wick will probably follow.
Okay.
Oh.
Because the Wick's entire thing was, alright, lead him back to my room.
Yeah. Alright, so,
And Wick will probably be like, some shit's going down, so I'll, like, look through his eyes and ears.
Well, it doesn't quite work like that.
see.
So is he in the room?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the room.
Okay.
So, after a moment,
Wait, did you tell me anything, or am I just like...
No, I was about to say, it's like when we get into the room and I close the door, I'm gonna okay. There's an invisible person in here with us.
There's someone named
And I go,
Claude
"What?"
Rains in the room.
I don't know.
Reveal your true form!
so, she says, hold on one moment, and...
Do I hear that too?
Yes.
Okay.
And then,
You're not crazy.
the,
Well, I
your
wasn't lying
connection
about
with,
that. Let's not go too far.
Wick stops, and you're not able to see through his eyes.
Oh, wait, did I hear her say?
Yeah.
Hold on.
You heard him say, there's someone invisible with us, and then you heard her say, hold on one moment, and then you cut.
After this whole conversation about how, like, oh, I trust them and everything, here's some evidence to not trust us.
So.
Who are you? What do you know?
A second later,
How long have you been following me?
the invisibility
Your whole life.
The whole 5 years.
falls off of her, and she is, a young woman who is, she has a rapier and a hand axe, like, at her side. She's got, like, a red coat. She looks to be Vistani. She has some sort of, like, mechanical, clockwork, prosthetic right leg. Which fascinates you to no end as soon as you see it.
But there's more important things. Like, who are you? What do you know?
Who am I?
How long have you been following me? Who am I?
Well, she's like, I am Esmeralda de Avenir. I am the protege of Rudolph Von Richton.
Okay.
Do you know Rudolph Von Richton? Have you heard of him?
I've heard of him.
It's the author of Von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, Von Richten's Guide to
I bought that book.
Werewolves.
Yes,
Von
I
Richten's
have.
Guide to
I have those
Vampires.
books. I have those books. Yes.
She says, I'm here to try to help deal with Strahd and what's going on with him. And strange stuff is happening. That's part of why I'm here. I've been following around for a few minutes before I said anything to you, and it's taken a moment. for me to figure out exactly what's going on, but I was given information. And let's see, what were your questions?
Who am I?
You are what we refer to as the alchemist. I understand this is going to take some explanation. Hold on. The apparatus, the device. Do you know what it does? Do you know what that is?
Not really, no.
What the apparatus is a device, and she pulls out a little schematic drawing of it. It's not detailed, in-depth thing,
Okay.
but it's a general sketch of it, and it's definitely the device. And she says the point of this device was built by Strahd and Aslan Rex as a method of escaping Ravenloft. And years ago, they attempted to use it and ended up splitting Strahd into two people. One of these people was what we referred to as the Beast. The other was the Alchemist.
Called it!
However, the Alchemist at the time sacrificed himself to prevent Strahd from escaping Ravenloft. So, something must have happened. Another apparatus was built that somehow gathered the remnants of the Alchemist and formed you.
I step back a bit.
What?
The Alchemist and the Beast are the two separate sides of Strahd, his humanity and goodness, and the monster within. You're the humanity and goodness. You are Strahd.
Is there a chair?
Yes, there's a chair.
Well, sit down. A little frustrated because I don't know what to do with this information now.
Hey, Tom. How long has this conversation been going on?
A couple minutes so far.
Okay. When it hits the 10-minute mark, Rainier is going to have put on splint mail armor and is going to go out and try to figure out where the fuck that she lost connection to Wick.
Okay.
So you're saying I'm Strahd, but I'm like another. I'm the leftover bits put back together.
More like you're his good, redeemable half that's been separated out from him, broken apart, and then reassembled.
Okay. That has some implications towards the other guy in the room, not in the building.
Yes.
Okay. What now?
Well, I can guarantee you that Strahd is going to try to take any power you have, and
He's gonna
use
put me
you.
in a test tube. He's gonna goop me.
Okay, maybe.
And with what's happened lately, with the way he's been acting lately, he might be happy enough to just try to reabsorb you back into him.
How do we stop him?
Well, one, by getting out of this castle soon. You'll probably be good for a night, but staying away from Strahd for now until you're strong enough to face him is probably a good idea.
Okay. Is my being here bad? Not in the castle, but in Ravenloft. Should I not be here?
No, you're...
Did I make a big mistake?
You would have been drawn here eventually, even if it was just through the mists. You're part of Strahd. You are meant to be... You're the redeemable part of him. The reason he's been... this is only theories, but it's theorized that the reason that he is as bad as he is and as evil as he is mostly because you're not here.
Okay. How do you know this?
So...
What is your evidence?
Do you know George Weatherby? I believe he was the one who supposedly found you.
Yeah.
Yes, he's friends with Von Richton. These are theories. We don't have proof. But we do have records of when when Strahd built the apparatus and what happened then.
You said there were 2 of these apparatus built.
Actually, there's quite a few. There's a number of people throughout Ravenloft that are attempting to recreate the idea, all trying to escape.
Okay. I know where one is.
Well, the first one was somewhat successful, as both you and the beast escaped Ravenloft into the country of Mordant.
Okay.
And then you, though you don't remember it, sacrificed yourself to prevent Strahd from staying in the material plane and forcing him back into Ravenloft.
Alright. Okay. And so... He's most likely going to absorb me, and...
It will take him time to figure out how.
Okay. And in
But
the
real
meantime, I need to be...
You need to prepare yourself for whatever he's going to do.
Okay.
Rainier, you get to the door in your armor. What do? Do you knock?
I have my sword drawn, and I'm gonna put my ear up against it and try to listen in on what's happening, if there's fighting or anything.
There's definitely no fighting. You do hear muffled voices.
I bang on the door with my sword pommel.
Yeah,
Lucas?
Oh. Who's there?
Who do you think it is? It is the ones that was watching over you. What is happening?
Esmeralda puts
Is there anybody else out there with you?
twists her ring and turns invisible again.
No. Why? What is going on?
I'll open the door and I'll do a quick. Get in here! Get in here!
Get over here!
This isn't the best stopping point, but we're pretty late here.
Yeah. I'll look down the hall and I'll close the door.
Do you intend to get everyone together to discuss stuff? In some form or another?
Yeah, eventually.
Okay, so very quickly you start getting everyone's attention one way or the other, all gathered into a room where,
I assume Wick is how we get people.
Essentially, Esmeralda does something to quiet the room so they can't be watched, and reveals herself, and we'll start right there next time. We'll have to cut here.
Yay!
Alright, thank you guys for listening.
How about that? Huh?
Twitter,
Holy fuck.
Instagram, Reddit. That was a fucking wild ride. Tell all your friends. Use the hashtag actioneconomy podcast. Yeah.
Wow.
I love you.
Wow.
Wow.
And,
No, that's my line. Fuck you.
I said it last
and
time.
also thank you to
I don't think you caught
Syrinscape
it, though.
for
Yes, thank you.
contributing to the sounds.
Thank you to Syrinscape for the music and sounds. Link in the description.
Thanks for Strahd for apparently being me.
Yikes. Well, I mean, at least he's not your dad.
I called it.
At least he's not your dad.
At least I still don't
I mean,
think
he still comes from him.
How do we drink Strahd before he drinks
I think I'm
Lucas?
supposed to. Well, okay.